Hi everybody and welcome to another Daily Demo Alley. I am Rogue Gamer and we are still in the week of Steam Next Fest, which means I am not playing daily demos. I'm playing, daily demos, but not the ones that came on today because we're swarmed with demos this week. And I'm swarming my YouTube channel with a bunch of videos and, showcases of different games. In any case, today we have Brassheart, the prologue of the game. And Brassheart is an adventure game set in the alternative 1920s, inspired by diesel punk and the classics of the genre. In this world, you play as Paula, a spunky pilot. She follows the clues that may provide a way to save her father kidnapped by his own invention, a rebellious super machine, Valkyria. Wow, okay, that's a mouthful of plot. In any case, this is developed and published by Hexy Studio, and it's supposed to come out sometimes in 2025. In any case, let's just dive in and see how this is. The thing that is, got me to try this out, it reminds me a bit of Deponia. The art style a little bit. But yeah, let's jump in.
My dearest Paula, I've been thinking about the past again. About the long-lost friends, our ambitions and achievements. I've been thinking about my mistakes, too. I might have found a way to undo them. A new project I've been working on. Your old man needs your help, Paula. There's some things I've been meaning to tell you. So I ask you to come to Sulislav. Friends will be happy to see you. Loving father, Joseph Zagorski.
I think this is a Polish-made game because one of the main languages is Polish. Damn, her plane looks insane. Okay, we are right on it.
Let's give that engine a spin. Wow, it's overheating crazy. Hopefully that's not the final prototype.
Okay. Sound. Music needs to go all the way down. Let's see how it is.
Let's give that engine a spin.
Okay, now it's better.
Wow,
Okay, so like the sound effects are, I think, voice, or maybe I'll just tone down the music all the way. The music is constant.
Let's give that engine a
Yeah, okay.
Wow, the plane's engine is hooked up to that diagnostics panel. For testing purposes, most likely. The plane's engine is hooked up to...
Okay. No parent tutorials.
I believe this piece of cloth used to be white. A dirty, greasy rag. A must-have for any mechanics workshop.
And for any adventure game, character. And duct tape
Mind
as
if
well.
I borrow that roll of duct tape from your workstation?
Sorry, Paula. I've got to have the tape on standby until I figure out what's causing the engine to overheat.
Have you checked the fluid level?
To the milliliter.
The voltage on the power output?
Within parameters.
The airflow?
Perfect circulation.
Well then, I'm stumped. If we're to figure this out, some hot coffee is in order. I'll bring you a cup.
Danke. Coffee's the fuel of good ideas.
Huh, nice. But yeah, there's an issue with voices. Can we have an additional slider for voices? Because I can barely hear them over the music. Funny enough, the game started with everything toned down.
How's it going, Manfred?
Apollonia, mein Gott! It's good to see you.
You too, handsome. Still building my dad's mad designs, I see.
And you're still flying them. What brings you to Sulislav? Not much to do in the capital?
Father sent me a letter. He wants to discuss something about that Valkyria Dominion and some new research he's doing. Apparently it's important.
Well, if someone knows how to deal with these bastards, it's Professor Zagorski. You probably find him in his workshop. I'd join you, but I still have to finish up with this engine.
Sure. Keep it up, Manny. I wanted to ask you something, though.
Now we can ask.
I can't help but wonder, how did you end up as my dad's assistant?
Half luck, half misfortune. I used to be a test pilot in Hamburg.
That was before the Loyalist secession, right?
Yeah, seeing how I did not want to march under Valkyria's banner, I fled to Kiev. There, I got my pilot license and learned the craft. When I saw your father's planes in action during the Operation Eagle's flight, I knew I wanted to fly in one of them.
And here you are. Fascinating. You know anything about this Valkyria? Father seems pretty concerned with her.
I had the dubious pleasure of meeting her, back when it was just a counting machine. She used to help us with aerodynamics calculations. She did a lot of heavy math actually, overseeing factories, market predictions, and the like.
I know that much, but how do you get from that to ruling an army?
The more data was fed to her, the smarter she became, to the point where she could almost tell the future. Eventually, a group calling themselves the Loyalists decided that her judgment is so impeccable that she should have political power. They've got supporters in France, Germany, even Britain. You know the rest.
To think that the faction in control of half of Europe is taking orders from a machine.
We'll see how it goes. The future is not yet written, Paula.
Interesting.
Keep it up, man.
You too, Paula.
What do we have here? Manfred. I ran into Manfred at the airstrip by the palace. He is still working as a mechanic and occasionally a test pilot of my dad's airplane prototypes. The job sure keeps him busy, and Manfred seems to love it. My father couldn't have found a better assistant. I believe he's originally from Breslau, but moved here after Civil War over the Dominium's sovereignty. He fits right in Soleslav among other extraordinary residents. Surrounded by his beloved planes, plus he's low maintenance. All he needs to jump start his work is a cup of coffee and every now and again. Do we have somebody else? I'll be arriving at Soleslav soon, home sweet home. The air is fresh, the skies are clean, and the engine's humming nice and calm. I should probably look for Dad. His message sounded rather urgent, and yet he's nowhere to be seen. I bet he had one of his famous ideas, and now is scribbling it down some corner of the palace. All those inventions all around him, and he still can't be bothered to keep track of time. Manfred and Tamara should still be around here. I'd love to say hello. Okay, this is the journal, this is the menu, this is the items. Okay, pretty basic. And now to test, is there a button to showcase everything that's interactable? Yes, there is. Hit stop and everything is glowing. Okay, what is the paper thing? Where did it go? Oh, country torn apart. Tensions come to a boil when the northern fraction of a recently instigated conflict in Germany declared a secession. Troops on both sides are gathering along the newly formed border. The Northerners, now under the name Dominium, demand the recognition of their state. Their main goal is a restructuring of the country's industry. The rebels want to match the accelerating technological progress, thus ensuring a strong position on the international scene. To enforce their decision, they have asked Belgium for support. The response from the governing difference engine, Valkyria, was to send a peacekeeping mission to the region. Commander Ludwig Dur has been tasked with bringing stability to the German Empire. In the meantime, the weakened defense at the eastern border were taken advantage by a paramilitary group of Polish pilots. In a daring Operation Eagle's flight, managed to enforce independence. Hi Alexander, you're streaming again? Yeah, and thank you for the happy affiliate anniversary. I didn't even know that it was today when I actually got an affiliate, so that I'm happy about that as well. Thanks. Okay, let's get to the palace. Automobile. Is this a flight?
Dad has finally switched to a hover car. Good for him.
Damn.
Einstein didn't invent those anti-grav generators for nothing.
What? Jesus, okay, wow, okay.
Hi, Philip.
Good morning, Miss Paula. Your father has informed me that you'll be arriving at Sulislav, but it seems he himself forgot.
Lost in his work again?
Alas, it would appear so. he locked himself in his workshop again. You know how he gets when he focuses on something.
No worries, Philip. I'll find a way to get to him.
Thank you. That annoying little automaton may help you with that.
Pascal! Where is he?
Last I've seen him, he was in the dining room, disassembled. Quite a mess your father has made.
I'll be sure to check on him soon.
There's the issue with the voices. They need to be louder than the music and everything else. Like, they actually need to be all over
Once
there.
again, where can I find my dad?
Professor Zagorski is in his workshop. Unfortunately,
Don't you have the keys to the entire palace?
keys, yes. However, Professor decided to put an electric lock on his door. If there's anyone here who can open those, it's that pesky little robot, Pascal.
Where did you say I could find Pascal?
Last I've seen him, he was in the dining room, disassembled. Quite a mess your father...
That sounds...
Not really, unless you consider the disarray he left behind. Professor has turned Pascal off for a bit to tweak some components. I don't know if he got around to it, but the robot is still sitting on the table.
I better go check on him.
Also some lines, there's some
You
typos.
keep fidgeting with that monocle. Something's wrong with it. Maybe you need glasses.
No, that's not it. In fact, my vision's 2020. It's just that the bloody thing keeps smudging. I had a spare, but a magpie snatched it. A magpie. Can you believe it?
If you don't
In these kinds of
need
games,
it,
yes.
then why do you even wear that glass?
It's part of my image. I have to keep it pristine as to convey how thorough I am when it comes to cleaning.
Seems just a bit pedantic. Don't get worked up so much.
Let me tell you, between Tamara's paints and Manfred's greasy fingerprints, there's a lot of tidying to do around here.
Fair point.
See you later, Philip.
Have a nice day, Miss Paula.
Philip will notice his handkerchief missing. Maybe I could switch it for something else.
Oh, really? Are we doing this? He's gonna smudge it.
There. Philip's in for a nasty surprise.
So why are we doing this?
What the?
What happened, Philip?
My monocle! I tried to wipe a little speck off it, but the cloth, it's all covered in grease for some reason.
Hand it to me. I'm sure I can figure out a way to clean it.
That would be appreciated.
Oh, we needed the monocle for some reason. We will see why at some point. Palace.
Sulislav Palace. The home to, and an informal workshop of my father.
Patio, palace. Oh, let's go to the patio. See what's there. Oh!
The dining room is on the other side of those windows.
Maybe we can tweak this a little bit more. Do this, and increase the volume of the general gain.
This used to be Tamara's paint stand. I can only imagine what terrible abuse it went through. I would need something to connect the broken parts of the stand. Strong glue or something similar.
Duct tape. We need the duct tape for that.
That's Tamara, a real Renaissance woman. A painter, a poet, a fashion icon, and most importantly, my dear friend.
There's anti-grav shit just floating
It's
around?
one of Einstein's anti-gravitational field generators. A marvel of science, really. That big glowing
Sure.
bit is just a field diffuser. All the real work is done by a small core module that disrupts the flow of gravitons, which Tamara is using as a paint stand. Typical artist. The
Marvel.
radio's ancient and run down, but the speaker still looks okay. I don't need to haul a broken radio with me. The speaker, on the other hand, looks just fine.
That's
I love
probably for the
tinkering with
robot.
stuff like that. Who knows when it may come in handy?
Maybe this is connected to...
I'll always be in awe of Tamara's talents.
That's Tamara, a painter.
Oh yeah, I did that. I
Tamara,
talked to her.
it's so good to see you.
Well, well, look who graced us with her arrival. Bored with disguise, love?
Never. I had to check back home eventually. I'm glad I flew in just in time to catch you.
Okay, that's cool.
How's it going in the world of art?
I've just had an exhibition in France. The people over there are a bit, preoccupied with the recent political turmoil. Valkyria's army came down from Belgium and now occupies the northern provinces.
Yeah, this sort of thing leaves little time for artistic expression, huh?
Indeed. I think I'll focus on creating for now. Paint some pieces, maybe some outfit designs. You know, you still have to pose for me for that portrait. You promised.
Maybe another time. I need to talk to my dad first. How come you chose Sulislav as your favorite place to work?
It is just so peaceful in here. I can focus, you know? I found out about it from my aunt. She lives in Monaco and is a friend of Professor Zagorski, so she suggested I come here for a bit.
She wanted to get rid of you, huh?
Maybe. Fortunately, your dad has more patience for my eccentricities. Mostly because he spends most of his time locked away in his workshop.
Yep.
Are those your paints hovering in that anti-grav generator's field?
Yes! I found it lying around, and since my actual paint stand got broken in half, I saw no harm in using it instead.
I can't decide if that's brilliant or just a terrible misuse of advanced technology.
It wouldn't be art without a bit of transgression, love.
Can't argue with you on that.
Okay. My point-and-click adventure senses are tingling.
I'll be here if you need me, Pola.
I get the coffee for the dude, get the duct tape for this, get the anti-gravity from her, and all that to probably fix the robot. Because I think the robot can float or something.
Then Dad put this suit of armor together himself, out of old scrap. You wouldn't guess it from the way it looks now. Then Dad put...
Yeah, I think that's like half of that. What is this? Oh wow. Okay, just click for an effect. What is... Oh, that's the inventory.
This tapestry depicts some sort of medieval battle that went down not far from here. Dad and I used to study it in the evenings, making up names and stories for every one of those nights.
Interesting. What is the thing that they can just... What? What the fuck? Why can I even interact with all that shit?
It's that new electric lock. Knowing my dad, he's probably built in some sort of bypass. Maybe his automaton, Pascal, will be able to help me? I don't think I can pick it open. Maybe Dad's automaton... There's the door for Dad's workshop. I've gotta find a way in. Dad? You in there? I don't think he heard me.
He's not even there. He's long gone, dead and...
Last I've heard, there were some renovations being made upstairs.
Quote unquote
I don't see a reason
renovations.
to go upstairs. Dad's workshop is on the ground floor.
Okay, let's see what we need to do for Pascal. There's the coffee that we need. Newspaper clipping. The man behind the machine, who is Joseph Zagorski? The simple answer is a Polish physicist and engineer, educated at the Flying University, member of the first Solvay Conference, and key designer in the Babbage's Crew project. However, Zagorski's achievements reach far beyond the scope of science, and he is one of the core architects of the independent Poland. After completing the first iteration of his difference engine, he proceeded to utilize its computing power to pioneer a new aircraft design, the so-called Sparrow 1. Became the new standard for aviation technology. Zagorski secretly built an entire fleet of these vessels near the Sulislav Palace. They were to be deployed in the Operation Eagle's flight, the event igniting liberation of Mazovia. That's it on that. Why does it send me to this place constantly? Okay, I met Tamara's here too. She moves a lot between here and her family's place in Monaco, so it's always a pleasant surprise to meet her. Tamara and I have quite different ways of experiencing freedom. While I take to the skies, she expresses herself creatively, whether it be art, poetry, fashion, or improvising a paint stand from an anti-grav generator. I admire that about her. She's an accomplished artist, which grants her access to high places. She sure knows all the latest gossip from the world's elite. I don't know if all of that is supposed to be like some kind of hints.
Now that's a sturdy piece of wood. The wardrobe is so heavy it's almost a bunker. It would be a perfect place to hide in.
Alright.
Gerimski's Jewess with oranges. A prized possession. Tamara praises it as an example of Polish realism.
Oh.
For me, it just evokes this heavy feeling, like a harbinger of some kind of burden. And these windows have quite a nice view on the patio.
Can I open?
And these windows don't open. It's breezy enough here anyway. Someone has been brewing coffee in here. I'm guessing Manfred. This stuff is his fuel.
Let's get coffee.
I'll help myself with a cup of coffee. Shucks, it's gone cold. There's Pascal, my dad's automaton assistant. A bit perturbed at the moment. Seems like he's missing some components.
That's
One
an
of the ocular
understatement.
lenses is gone. A vocal modulator. A speaker, in other words. You don't have your anti-gravitational module.
Told you. Told you. My adventure
Here
game
you are,
senses it.
Pascal. I'm gonna fix you up in no time. Let's see what's missing. Dad really did a number on you. I'll need some new parts. One of the ocular lenses is gone. A vocal modulator. A speaker, in other words. You don't have your anti-gravitational module.
Okay, can I start chucking things in? Speaker.
Here, let me connect that speaker. Say something, Pascal.
So dark. So cold.
Oh boy.
Oh no, are you in pain?
No. I'm just being dramatic.
Okay then.
Then yeah,
He's still
he's
missing
loud
some
compared to her.
parts.
Yeah, he's.
I can't give Pascal a dirty lens. He won't be able to see properly with all that grease on it.
Okay, then.
This
we
should
do
get rid of the
this.
grease.
Get rid of the grease.
There, it's shining.
Get
Let me
Pascal
put that
another eye.
lens in. There. Blink once if you see me. Or don't. Whichever you prefer. He's still missing some parts.
He can speak now. I got that for him first. Alright, let's do the connective scavenger hunt, basically. We know a place that overheats that we can put the coffee in to heat it up.
I've placed this cup of coffee on top of an open engine. What could go wrong?
Nothing.
Let's give that engine a spin. It may not be flight ready, but it sure makes for a great beverage warmer.
Exactly as it does.
Are there simpler ways of heating up a cup of coffee? Perhaps. Do they involve operating heavy machinery? I don't think so.
I have played enough adventure games to
Here's your
absolutely
coffee.
know
Careful,
everything.
It's hot.
Danke. Ouch! Even the handle's heated. Wait! That's it! Thermal conductivity. I should put in some ceramic heat sinks over the engine.
I take it you don't need duct tape for that?
Nein, you can have it, Paula.
I'll take
Yay,
that
we
duct
got
tape
duct
now. Thank
tape.
you.
Just remember, it's a powerful tool, and it shouldn't be used recklessly.
Don't worry, I'll use it recklessly anyway. Okay, we collected everything here that we can interact with. We don't have anything to interact with here. We're gonna fix her paint stand. Yes, now I'll
There,
do this.
good as new. Tamara, I'll put your paints back here and relieve the anti-grav of its duty.
Oh, thank you, Pola. The generator is all yours, dear.
Yay!
Well, let me take this anti-grav's core module and find it a more suitable function.
For the robot. I don't know if I need duct tape. Maybe to duct tape the little guy back into place. Pretty simple adventure game, puzzle and stuff, I guess. Nothing too wild and monologic-y. I mean, when you think in these
Here's your
world
anti-grav drive.
centers,
You'll be
human centers.
flying in no time. There. Everything should be fine. Get up, Pascal.
It's only duct tape. Oh,
Thanks, Paula. I was getting bored. Immobility is not for me.
Listen, my dad locked himself in his workshop. Can you help me open the lock?
Sure thing. Just point me there.
Great. What else can you do while we're at it?
I'm quite perceptive, you know, thanks to my internal scanner. I can detect many useful objects in my close proximity. Just ask if you need me to point them out.
ah,
Other
that's
than
the
that,
mechanic.
I'm always happy to provide you with my sage advice.
Oh, he's puffing hearts. And sage advice probably means hints. That's all cool. That's all good. What else do we get? We get... This page flipping is weird here. The great Pascal has awakened. He is my father's personal assistant automaton. I put him back together after Dad left him disassembled for whatever reason. His override function can help me get past the electronic lock to the workshop. Pascal. While the fellow might be on the small side, it's a mistake to underestimate him. The wonderful technology Dad put in him makes him one of the smartest automatons to date. He can learn. Okay, that's typo. Jesus. He can learn, analyze his surroundings, and provide useful information. And he's got quite a personality. Isn't he cute? Also, I haven't, mistaken the impression. This all reminds me of Siberia. Everything. The diesel punk, steampunk, instead of clockwork. The robot assistant of the main, mechanic dude that we assemble, and he's gonna be our help for the rest of the game. The main thing that the main inventor is gonna get kidnapped or disappear, and we need to go find them. She's looking almost like Kate, except she is more adventure looking at right at the beginning instead of Kate. Like, this is all inspired. Like, everything is telling me Siberia.
Sure.
Location hints, objective hints, use scanner. Okay.
Happy to help.
There's no voice acting for that. Oh, I can send him somewhere. Literally.
It's breezy and
So I can now click on him and then send him to Windows. Is he gonna be... There's no voice acting for some lines. I guess it's not for... Okay, he's gonna be in every location, basically.
Hey, Pascal. Let's see how this master key of yours works.
So we can
Open
use
this
him
door
for
for me.
puzzles.
Sure thing. But I may need a little help.
What? Why?
Remind me, what am I supposed to accomplish here?
The lock needs to be overridden. Connect the color-coded inputs and outputs by spinning the nodes.
Sure, I can do that.
Ah. All of them are spinning. If I click that. Interesting.
Override
It's a puzzle.
executed. I'm in.
Minigame puzzle. Okay, let's get to the plot.
There he is.
Oh, he's still here. He hasn't been kidnapped yet. Can I save? Do save. Just in case.
A photograph of my dad, with a bunch of his scientist friends. The description reads, Babbage's crew, 1911, Leopold's Park.
Feels like half of them are gonna be
I can't
evil.
figure out what these notes might relate to. It's just a bunch of numbers and map coordinates.
Ooh, for
A
adventures.
somewhat abstract depiction of an apple grove.
I remember Tamara painting it. The professor gave some very specific instructions about that picture.
Oh, another hidden thing.
Dad just can't stop thinking up new projects.
Let's just hope none of them turns out to be like that automatic hedge trimmer.
Yeah, that one was scary.
Ooh, I can feel that. Okay,
Mom's
oh,
portrait. I wish I remembered her more.
She was a pretty lady.
Do we have anything else? We have blueprints, paperweight. It's obviously something important.
That's one hefty piece of stone. These papers have zero chance of escaping.
Well, they will
At
once
the
they
moment,
get
I don't have the authority to liberate these notes from their paperweight prison.
Freedom for the cellulose!
Funny. Also, like the size and the design of some of the characters is kind of a little bit
Here we
whack,
can see
but
my
it's not
dad,
bad.
Joseph Zagorski, in his natural environment.
Don't
Okay.
make any sudden movements. You might spook him.
Oh, funny.
Hi, Dad.
What? Oh, Pola, my goodness, you're here already. Oh, forgive me, honey. I've gotten so caught up in research.
It's okay, Dad. I missed you.
Oh, I've missed you too. Oh, if only the circumstances were better.
What circumstances? You're being cryptic again, Dad.
Yes, sorry. Of course, I'll explain everything. How about we go catch some fresh air, hmm? I think I miss spring's arrival sitting in here.
Sure, lead the way. So, Dad, what is this important discovery you wanted to talk about?
Ah, yes. Where do I begin? Do you remember Babbage's crew?
I recall the name. You tried to recreate Lord Babbage's difference engine.
The result of that project you now know as Valkyria.
Okay.
Wait a second. You're telling me the sentient machine terrorizing Europe was made by you?
Oh, it wasn't always like that. When we built her, it was a computing tool, not a dictator.
Then how did she end up as a mechanical brain with an army?
Babbage's crew. We gave her an ambition to accelerate the betterment of mankind. The best strategy she envisioned was to take control. To that end, she organized herself an army, her loyalists.
How exactly did a machine manage to gain political and military support?
While she was stationed in Antwerp, she oversaw the infrastructure in the region. Some considered her the greatest governor in history. Those were the first loyalists.
So they gave her even more power.
Thus became the Dominion. She was a godly machine to her subjects. Seeing how accurate her predictions became, some started believing Valkyria could see into the future.
The writing is a little bit off, especially since like we already got some of this info from the mechanic. It's either it should have been triggered later on, or it's writing needs a little bit fixing.
Babbage's crew? Wasn't it that group you started with your friends?
They were not just my friends. Members of the crew were some of the most brilliant minds of this century.
Figures, since you started Valkyria together. What happened to the rest of the group?
First, there was just me and another engineer, a German, very bright. Then along came Jean-Pierre, a brilliant mathematician, and his lady companion, the archivist.
What became of him?
Some time ago, his airship vanished somewhere over the Himalayas. I thought I'd never hear from them again. But recently, there were some developments about the heart.
Yeah, the game needs to understand that I've gotten some of the info and then respond along those lines, like have a different kind of response. It's kind of basic. Maybe they will add that later on.
What is this heart?
It's a device I created. Valkyria's failsafe, capable of stopping her conquest.
Then why didn't you use it already?
It was too late. Valkyria had already taken control over the Dominion. We had to flee. Then Jean-Pierre went missing, and I thought all was lost.
That new research of yours you mentioned in the letter. You were trying to find him.
Very astute of you, Paula. Yes, I believe I've... What's that sound?
Attention all civilians. This region has been annexed by Valkyria Dominion. Do not resist. Remain calm and rational. You have been taken under the protection of the superior ruler.
Oh, they move faster than I predicted. Paula, go to my workshop, find the journal. It's there with Babbage's crew.
But Dad!
I'll buy you some time. Go. You have to retrieve the Brassheart. And Pascal, you know what to do.
Of course. I won't leave her side, Professor.
Move, you two!
Where's that journal?
Professor said it's with Babbage's crew.
What does that even mean?
He's
There's an
right
empty
there.
space behind that photo. The journal is with Babbage's crew. Of course. This
Goddamn,
is
the puzzles
not
are
what
easy.
I expected.
It's a microfiche. Hand it to me. I can read those. Wow! There's a bunch of stuff here. Lots of calculations, some geographic data. Gonna take a while to read it all.
Skim it. We're short on time.
Okay. It says, your father has recreated the route of John Pierre's flight. He got coordinates. The first piece of the heart should be there.
What do you mean, the first?
I'm not sure. Oh, here it is. The Brassheart consists of 3 parts. Your father was contacted by someone named Earl Grey.
Oh, really?
They said that they hid the second part in Monaco, and they wait for further instructions. We should find them too. Maybe they'll know where the third piece is.
Earl Grey is not a real name, is it? Never mind. We'll worry about that later. For now, we gotta get out of here.
Alrighty then.
I can't figure out what these notes might relate to.
Let's grab this.
I better take that now. At worst, I can bash it against some loyalist noggin.
Yep. Nothing else. Let's go.
Open up! This palace has been seized by the Valkyria Dominium!
Never! I will not let you here in your filthy boots. You'll make a mess here, ruin the carpets, over my dead body.
Well, they can probably do that.
Paula, find another way out. I'll hold them back here.
I'll just totally break the window and fly out, I guess. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Sure. Different windows.
Philip will kill me when he finds out.
Worry about him later, please. For now, just smash that window.
The other guys totally did not hear that.
Paula! Oh god, you're okay.
Tamara, where's my dad? I have to get him here.
There's no way. He's surrounded by the front entrance. Manfred has already warmed up the airplane. Make a beeline to the airstrip.
What about you?
My motorbike is nearby. I'll sneak past the attackers.
You have an aunt in Monaco, right? Get there as fast as possible.
We'll be
You
there.
have to find someone named Earl Grey. And a device. A part of a mechanical heart.
What? Why?
There's no time. I'll contact you as soon as possible.
Where will you go?
The Himalayas. Long story. Go! Get out of here!
Himalayas. Yeah. Chill. And she's still chilling. Go! Get out! Run away!
Ah, Professor Zagorski. It's been a while, old friend.
Mr. Ludwig Durr, tell your thugs to get off my lawn.
It's Commander now, not Mister. Be rational, Joseph. We can solve this peacefully.
We were beyond that a long time ago, you traitor.
You're the treacherous one, Joseph. You've turned your back on your own creation.
The future will judge that, I think.
I know the future, Joseph. Valkyria has seen it. Its inevitability, its trajectory. It's glorious. Shame you don't have a place in it.
I've never shared your determinism.
As much as I'd love to sit down and discuss philosophies, I have more pressing matters. Answer me just one question, and we'll be on our way. Where is the Brassheart?
I'm done with you, Zagorski. Dad! Paula, come quickly. We have to go. We've had to run. Leave Solislav while the Loyalists' army encroached. Oh, she's on the bike and everything. Can only hope Tamara made it safely past the border. We've flown through the night and I'm in the dark, literally and figuratively. I don't know what happened to Dad. I don't know what Loyalists even want from us. I have no idea what this Brassheart is supposed to do. I think he told us everything. It's failsafe. The only thing I have is a point on the map. We need to get there fast before Valkyria swallows us all. This is it. We're over the coordinates. I don't see anything. Descend a bit. We can't descend any further, Paula. We're already close to the... scraping the peaks. There it is. I see the airship. Correction. 2 airships. What do you mean 2? The loyalists? How the hell? Hold on. Something... Hold on to something. They're going down. Like, that should be a cinematic or something. Or voice acted and everything. Not just me, right, you know, talking this. Ah, of course, this is the end of the demo. That's okay. Thank you for playing Brassheart Prologue. Add Brassheart to Steam wishlist. What can I say? The puzzles are not really puzzles as much as just, you know, busy work of going from each character to another and giving them what they need. And for a prologue, that is decent enough puzzles. We didn't get stuck with something that will take me like 15 minutes to solve, so that's all fine. It's pretty to the point, pretty easy, pretty, you know, just, you know, collect stuff, combine some stuff, get stuff that you need. You can collect stuff in advance, even though you don't know what you need them for, which is fine. That is something I'm okay with. Visually, it's alright. I've kind of accustomed myself to this kind of you know, visual style in point-and-click games. It's a little bit weird, but nothing, you know, just completely different. The sound design needs work. Like, the sound design needs the most work. The music is okay, but it's really repetitive and too loud. The effects also kind of just a little bit too loud, and the leveling out of voice acting needs to be done. Like, it needs to be louder than the music and the sound effects. It needs to be leveled out between each character, because some characters, they didn't talk, you know, with a whispering tone or quietly. They were talking normally, but some characters I barely heard, some other characters were properly heard. So the sound design needs the most work. And writing. Writing needs a little bit more... how should I say it? A little bit more emotional, a little bit more focusing on what we already know and what we already did. So, like, multiple different things. Like, if I already gotten some information, then when she talks to an NPC, she needs to be like, oh yeah, I already know that, I already read that. Or she shouldn't be acting like, oh, this is the first time she heard about something. No, we heard something. That should be like a flag, depending on like, if we talked to the mechanic and got some information about Valkyria, then she should have responded differently when she talked to her father. But if we didn't talk to the mechanic about that, then we should get the proper dialogue that we got now, where she's surprised and doesn't know what's happening. Like, it's more recording for voice acting, I know, but it should, like, level out to the fact that sometimes players can get all of the information in advance, and then that character should know things and should react in the proper way. That's kind of like a little bit of a, you know, it's not a gripe, but it's the flow of the game is kind of topsy-turvy all over the place if you don't do that. But all in all, it's a decent point-and-click adventure game. Nothing too special, no, not much in moon logic. If you agree that this is like some sort of kind of 1920s futuristic, as they say, diesel punk, not really steampunk and all that, then you can agree that some, you know, there's gravity engines and floating robots and all of that. So it's like, you go with it, you go with flow. In any case, thank you guys for watching, thank you for sticking around. Do the like, subscribe, comment, dance. There is Patreon for support. You can check out this madness live on Twitch/ByPenAndPaper whenever I do stream, or you can check me out on YouTube at ByPenAndPaper for Let's Plays, demo analysis, first hours, and whatever else I do. The next time, as always, to remember, it's the stories that we play. See ya.